What's up, guys? This is Bull by the Fell-Handed, and today we have some guest footage from ByzantineFalcon. He is in the Tier 7 Bulldog American Light Tank. Now, make sure to like, subscribe, share his channel. You'll find that information right below in the description box. Very, very awesome YouTuber. Make sure to check him out. Moving on. We are on the map Swamp. Now, the greens have spawned on the eastern side of the map, and the reds have spawned on the western side of the map. Now, our initial battle plan is to push the mid. Now, granted, of course, we're not going to push it that hard, even though we do have greens trailing us. The reason we're not going to push that hard, if we push up too far and catch just a couple of the fast mediums and a couple of the lights of the red team, they will absolutely annihilate us. So you have to be extremely cautious when playing any light tank, not even the Bulldog. Right now we're doing what's called passive spotting. Passive spotting is kind of spotting from cover, or perhaps camping a bush, what have you. Good shot right there into that gentleman at 1390. Active spotting is kind of what people tend to name the sewer scouts. You know, the scouts that at the beginning of the match just go wide open towards the reds, light what they can up, and then immediately get killed. Not necessarily. I'm just saying that is typically. There's a lot of really skilled light tank players that can active scout with the best of them. So I just want to make sure I don't insult the massively skilled light tank players, because it's often the light tanks that'll take you apart more than anything else on the team. And moving on, as you can see, the reds have consolidated their position on their half of the little island here, if you will. We have kind of encroached on their right flank a little bit, not very hard, just, you know, making inroads, if you will. We haven't really pushed as a team really hard, but at the same time, if you look at our right flank, the green team, we haven't really done much. We have kind of consolidated, and that's about the best you can give us. The downside is, if the greens, you know, don't hold when the reds try to push their left flank, our right flank will kind of collapse. The good news is we'll get some warning, because we're going to start seeing, you know, the greens drop off the map, as well as reds being all over in that area. We've already got one right there at C5, so you just have to be aware that, whoa, one just popped up there at C0. So as a team, it does not look good, just from looking at the battle map, the tactical map in the bottom right hand corner, mainly because the reds are just pushing so aggressively towards us. Now, granted, of course, pushing and actually holding the flank are two different things, as you know, I'm sure you all know. Now, we are going to kind of reposition here a little bit. We're not being, you know, we're not getting a lot of shots right here. We're not being entirely effective. And guys, this is exactly what you want to do. If you're not being effective in a given location, go ahead and switch locations. Now, does this mean go out there and do something crazy? No. This means go to a very similar area, which you have good cover, and try to farm damage, assist damage, what have you from there. It doesn't mean you have to go all crazy. I know a lot of guys out there, if something doesn't happen within the first 3-4 minutes, they're like, well, let's go out here and make something happen. So we have a lot of eyes on us right now. We just took a round here. We're going to kind of pull up into cover, tuck in, and just play very casually, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We're not going to go out there. We're not going to make any bold moves. We took a round. This bad boy does not have tons of health, so we're just going to kind of play very passively for a while and just try to go ahead and give some support fire. And the thing is when you are engaged like this, much like we are, the only real, you know, issue that the light tanks can kind of push is the fact that if you get overrun, the autoloader would come in handy, or if you need to switch flanks, what have you, it would come in handy. The downside is there's not going to be any real, you know, sneak up behind somebody and empty your clip type of situation in this current battle plan. But what we are doing is we're pulling a lot of assist damage, which is exactly what we need to be doing for our team. I know a lot of people aren't necessarily cut out for the light tank lifestyle because you just have to be so patient. But the downside is, if you're very aggressive, you're going to run out there and you're going to get chewed up and spat out, and you're going to have a bad game. And you know, I don't want anybody to have a bad game. We're going to try to show you exactly what you need to do, you know, in a light tank under these, you know, particular circumstances. So we're going to go ahead and reposition here. We're on a reload, so we have a little time to look around. Now, guys, you know, while you are reloading, you can still be extremely useful. As you will notice, ByzantineFalcon here just pulled some assist damage while he was on a reload. So that is more or less textbook light tanking right there. You always want to be pulling that assisted damage, and you know, you're going to light them up for a given amount of time, the duration, what have you. And even if you move, you still may end up pulling some assist damage from an area you have moved from, just possibly like ByzantineFalcon did. I am uncertain exactly who got shot where he pulled the assist. Now we're going to push up the side here, go ahead and try to get into a little bit better position. We took a round on the way in. We're getting some good assisted damage, and the idea here is the allies behind us are going to provide support fire. In other words, we cannot be rolled without, you know, for example, the Reds up on top of this hill here getting just absolutely punished. You're going to see this like a lot on maps like Mountain Pass, where somebody pushes the middle and you can't come out and kill him because, you know, he's got so many guns to his back. So this more or less, once again, is just textbook light/medium tanking. This is an excellent position we're in. We can light a lot of things up. All we have to do is peek out. If they move close, we're going to proxy light them up. So we're in a very good position, and what this also does is, while we are currently in this position, this is going to motivate our allies to move up, because if everybody behind this little wall here is ducked in for fear of getting shot, well, that gives the greens time to push up and take better positions. So the use of this particular maneuver is twofold, and I highly recommend it to any of you light tankers out there. Now, we had a gentleman pull up here who, you know, had every intention of sending us to garage, and we 100% knew about it. We backed up. He takes a shot immediately. We're going to let this chieftain take the shot instead of us. Now we're going to follow this chieftain. As soon as the gentleman over there fires, you know, we can rush, we can do what we have to do to get guys off the board. Caution, though, is the watchword, primarily because this vehicle does not have loads and loads of health. Put a round in this gentleman right here, put another one in him, and I mean, we're just farming him left, right, and center, and that's perfectly okay. And this is, you know, just textbook like tanking, just putting rounds on target left, right, and center. It's wonderful, amazing. I highly recommend everyone try to emulate this as much as possible. We need, as a community, less Suicide Scouts in the game. Moving on. Now, essentially, this is all mop-up duty. We're just running out there. We're going to try to farm all the damage we can. Try to, you know, prevent the Reds from killing us, because, you know, if a Red see you're low on health, they are most certainly going to charge you, especially if they know the game is lost. Still getting assisted damage. Always getting assisted damage in this little monster of a tank. Pulling assist damage left, right, and center. It is amazing. Now, they only have a tank destroyer heavy left. Not a lot going on. If we get near the heavy, we will most certainly take him apart. The downside here is, can we get to the heavy before the rest of the team gets to him? And the answer is no, unfortunately. But you know what? We survived. We did a lot of assist damage. We had an excellent game. We ended up pulling 4,071 assist damage, 1,134 straight damage. One tank was destroyed. Excellent, excellent game. Guys, if you want to check out this gentleman's channel, ByzantineFalcon, check my description below. You will see his YouTube channel along with others I highly recommend you take a peek at. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you guys next time.